Marc Elias here with Red One Realty. I am here with the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Hall.
I thought there was someone else. So the thing that I like the most is Audible. I definitely get in my vehicle, and the last thing I'm going to do is listen to the latest pop song that's on, because I could care less. But I listen to Audible, and I call it Automobile University.
I love that.
So I get in my car, and I listen to it, and I say, hey, between the drive, even to this video, I'm like, what can I listen to that's a little bit better? And I'm listening right now to Darren Hardy. He has a bunch of great stuff, especially for newer agents. If you haven't really been an entrepreneur before, the Entrepreneur Roller Coaster is a great one for new agents.
Entrepreneur Roller Coaster by Darren Hardy.
I do research every morning, and I just see thousands of agents going to the rev share model. And I was really against the rev share model. I said, you know what, let's just charge agents a lower fee, and those agents can go out there and invest their own money however they see fit. And in talking to probably 99% of the agents, they're not investing it. They need to put it into their IRAs and their SEP and invest in it. And there's 1% of the agents that's doing a great job. But most of them aren't, and life's happening. And I've even had years where I've not put what I needed to towards retirement. And this rev share really builds towards retirement on autopilot. So all you really have to do is say, write an MLS compliant description for 1234 Main Street, Columbus, Ohio. And it will write it. And if you don't love it, there's a little regenerate button. So I normally hit that regenerate button 2 to 3 times. And I'm like, great, we'll take 50% from this, 25% from that, 25% of that. And it can't replace an agent because sometimes it'll say things that's not compliant.
Right.
So we have to make sure that we put our license in line, make it compliant. But it does a really good job of building the foundation of that.
What's the commonality with highly successful agents?
That is a great question. And I think it is work ethic. I think the highly productive agents will first put in the time to get through the learning curve. I think you have to be competent. And then once you're competent, it's just the discipline of doing the job every day. And I talk to a lot of people that aren't hitting their income goals. And I'm like, do you prospect for an hour a day? And they say, well, I try to. And I talk to the top producers and I'm like, do you prospect every day? They say, yes. So it's really getting competent and then having the discipline and work ethic.
I think prospecting occurs to a lot of agents as scary, annoying, depressing, frustrating.
Sure.
And one of the ways I know with my prospecting, I get through that is I create an environment that's empowering. So I get my happy light on, I put on some music, I'm standing.
Oh, I like it.
And I try to approach each phone call like I'm offering value instead of asking for something. What do you think the most common pitfalls are that has agents not pick up the telephone?
I think lots of agents set their goals too high versus based on actions. I want to make a reward for myself where it says, let's just start easy. I want 45 minutes a day for the next 5 days. And at the end of that, I don't care how many listing appointments I got. I don't care how many people I put in there. It's like, that was my goal. I hit it. I can pat myself on my back, and then I can do something special for myself. So I think it's setting smaller goals, action-based, and rewarding yourself and getting to that good feeling versus say, well, I want 3 listing appointments this week. You can't always control exactly that.
So your wife, Heather Hall,
Yes.
She's awesome. She's one of the, man, oh.
Like, can we redo that?
Hope she doesn't see this one. It's going out to everyone.
I mean, sorry, honey.
Your wife, Heather Hall, I've interacted with her a bunch. She's really, really on top of her game. I have a question I ask guests, and I want you to consider this.
Okay.
If I were speaking with Heather and she was in the seat and you were outside, okay, what would Heather say? How would she describe you in 3 words? What would Heather say?
Hardworking, stubborn, and disciplined.
Yeah.
I disagree with the stubborn one, but I'm pretty sure she put that in there.
Yeah, Mike, you're probably very stubborn. Yeah.
Actually, this morning, an agent reached out, and the other side wanted the Earnest money, and they had an attorney weighing in. And lots of people say they're going to get an attorney, but we actually had a letter from the attorney. So after diving into it, really looking into the contract, the attorney wasn't given all the information, including a later addendum. So I presented that addendum to the attorney. Their attorney then sided with us. And then once their attorney sided with us, obviously we got that mutual release signed by both parties, and our client got their money back.
Score. That's what you get from Mike Hall, baby.
Can I ask you, what's your why, how, what?
Yeah. So my why is to reinforce trust with humanity. There is way too much distrust.
Couldn't agree more.
Social media has fostered an environment of distrust and, kind of like rivalry. And the news fosters all of this information in order to sell advertisements. And much of that information is about conflicts. So I am the conduit by which people get to trust others more powerfully. How I do it, Mike, is that I listen. I ask thoughtful what and how questions. I stay away from why questions, even though I know we talked about why is important when asking ourselves questions.
Agree.
And then what I do, I happen to help facilitate the purchase and selling of real estate.
The biggest pitfall for new agents is getting through that learning curve. That's why we've invested so much time in our boot camp, our 16-week training program, our mentors here on Monday and Friday, the AMP mentoring program. Please, please, please plug into that program.
Yeah.
Once you get through that program and you're competent, I think it's that confidence that will take over, and you stay humble enough to say, yes, I know what I'm doing, but I got to put the work in every day. And this is a very unusual market. So highest interest rates that I've typically seen and lower inventory. So it can be frustrating. The best thing I can tell people is set proper expectations and make sure that the buyers are going through everything. And we have a document called Getting Your Offer Accepted in a Low Inventory Market. I would encourage our agents to show that to every single buyer out there. I talked to an agent the other day and they said, I really don't want my buyer paying an appraisal gap. I'm like, well, let's let your buyer determine that. If they could have paid an appraisal gap when it was 6% and been in the home and now they're over 7%, maybe they think that's a win. So present all options to them and let the buyers decide. I think you can provide a lot of great value to a lot of agents.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
We'll do the pound. I'm a pound guy.
Good guy.
Yeah, because you know why I'm a pound guy? Germs.
I just sneezed on my other hand.
Look at any... I'm Marc Elias with Red One Realty. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.